This is Inspirational Women, a weekly series shining the spotlight on female trailblazers making a true difference in our community. Once again, here is Kate Daniels.
Another key subject to address today is preparations for the iconic Issaquah Reindeer Festival. It's so popular that this year brings extra days. In fact, it could be part of your Thanksgiving weekend with friends and family who have gathered. Joining us is Kyla Cain, the education curator at the Cougar Mountain Zoo, located just above Issaquah, an easy drive from anywhere in our area. Kyla Cain, good morning. It's so great to have you join us today.
Hi, Kate. It's great to be with you once again.
You know, it's amazing how time truly does fly. I keep thinking that I'm going to connect with you sometime during the year, and then lo and behold, all of a sudden, it's time for the Reindeer Festival. And I'm thinking, here we are, a really important thing to talk about, but we haven't actually connected with any of the other things that you do at Cougar Mountain Zoo. Nevertheless, this is really one of the major highlights of the entire year, isn't it?
It is. And yes, we have made plans every year to connect in the meantime, and we never quite get there just because life. So we definitely should try again. We'll make that pact again to try again this year.
Okay.
This coming year.
So here's the thing. You know what? Because this is a time that we might even be thinking about New Year's resolutions, this year I am making a big note in my calendar to get in touch with you so that we do something really fun with what goes on in terms of your work and the education going on at Cougar Mountain Zoo.
There you go. That sounds wonderful because we do have a lot of fun summer activities that we run throughout the season. But like you said, a huge highlight for us is definitely the Reindeer Festival.
So big that it's even beginning earlier this year. And of course, it runs through December because being reindeer and because Santa appears, it's just totally logical, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, we get pretty busy on those weekends. So, we heard that demand and wanted to be able to accommodate as best we could. So we factored in another weekend for this year to make sure that everybody gets a chance to come and see the festival.
And the timing really is so great because with Thanksgiving, a lot of families are getting together, and that's maybe one of the big times that they are together. And what a great time to plan to have a visit at the Cougar Mountain Zoo for the Reindeer Festival.
Yeah, that is a great point. It is a really fun family activity, not just to come to the zoo, but, if you're looking to get that big full family photo with Santa, then that's a great time to do it.
And isn't that the photo with Santa? Isn't that one of the things that seems to be a tradition for some families year after year?
Oh, definitely. I really love when I'm working in that area, getting to hear all the different families say, we've come here every year. We come here in our matching pajamas, or we have these fun outfits that we put together. And then they have all these photos at home of them and their children or the rest of their family throughout the years coming to the Reindeer Festival and getting that fun photo with Santa and hanging out with the reindeer and sharing all of those memories.
Oh, that just makes it that much more special to have all those years of being together and introducing new family members. And as we get older and look back and remember the fun kid things that we did and then seeing the kids do them, what a treasure that is.
Yeah. And then you get the grandparents who took their kids, but now their grandkids are coming with them, and everyone just loves that and has such a great time.
Yes, actually, you can't beat it. It's one of those priceless gifts. You can't buy this stuff, those kinds of feelings and memories. You have to just create them. And so this is a good time to say one of the things to consider, especially when you're thinking about, what kind of special gift can I give to so-and-so? Well, a membership at Cougar Mountain Zoo could certainly fit that bill, couldn't it?
It certainly could, yeah, because not only do you get access to the Reindeer Festival and discounts on admission for special events and things like that, you get to come and visit the zoo whenever you want to and keep those great memories going throughout the year.
because there's something going on all the time, just a different part of nature. And of course the reindeer live there. This is their a more southern home in the summer, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah, they go back home to the North Pole. No, I'm just kidding. They come and stay with us. They're our herd year round. We do have some people that do think that they go elsewhere, but no, they're here with us. They love the Pacific Northwest, and they really thrive in this environment. So not only do you get to see them at this special time of year, but you can come visit the herd whenever you like, because it's always fun to watch them, especially watch them grow, as we do have babies from time to time.
It's been a few years since there was a baby, though, right?
Our last ones were last year,
Oh,
Olin and Oreo, and we don't have any babies this year. Our youngest are the two-year-olds.
okay. Okay, so that's what happened because I thought it was a while since we had actually talked about little babies, but uh, they probably don't look so much like babies anymore, though.
Oh no, they grow quite fast. The boy Olin is actually pretty much in size with some of our smaller female reindeer at this point. And Oreo's still a little bit smaller, but you wouldn't look at her and go, "That's a baby."
Yeah. So curious question that comes to mind is, as the babies are born there, they do stay at Cougar Mountain. They aren't sent anywhere else, are they?
Sometimes, like with other zoos, animals will go to be at other facilities. It doesn't happen often for us. We pretty much have the herd that stays here, but it can happen on occasion.
Ah, okay. So this, though, as I recall, is the largest herd here on the continental U.S. other than up north, the real home of reindeer.
Yeah, from my understanding, we're the largest one in a zoological setting.
Ah,
I know that there's one over in Leavenworth. I'm not quite sure how big they are, but since I can't say for certain, I don't want to say that it's only us. But I
yeah.
know as far as zoos go, we have one, if not the largest herd.
Yes. And it's here year round. So what a great thing to think about, just seeing them at different seasons. But right now, I would guess, as the colder weather is moving in, they probably get a sense of what's coming.
And they
Yeah.
enjoy it too. They love being in this as we're getting a little bit chillier. Everyone always asks during the summer, how do they do with the heat? And I always say better than us keepers. But they definitely really love the colder times of year because they're just so well built for it.
Yes.
So they're really looking forward and gearing up. And also they know December's their time to shine. Sorry, alpaca, the apple treats are typically going to the reindeer because you do get to feed them during festival a little bit up close, which is always a lot of fun.
Yes, absolutely. And they do love apples, right?
Yes, as a treat. It is not their only food, but as a treat, they do really like their apples.
Ah, well, good to know because that might be something that I'm thinking of more the kiddos might enjoy having that experience of being able to get some of the treats, purchase some of the treats at Cougar Mountain Zoo and be able to feed them to the reindeer.
Yes, the kids definitely are all about it. They love it. And a fun thing, too, is usually the treats are bought for the kids, but then you see the adults, the kid inside really lighting up and them having just as much fun as those kiddos feeding the reindeer and being up close and kind of living out, like that childhood dream.
Oh, yes. I mean, how can you beat that? That's just, especially if it's your first encounter of being at the zoo and having that experience. It's like, something else takes over and yes, you become that kid again.
Yes. Yeah. And not only that, not only are you getting to feed the reindeer and be up close, but Santa's elves, a.k.a. the reindeer keepers, will also be around answering questions and sharing all the cool facts about these animals. So, not only are they fun and festive being reindeer, they're also incredible animals and really fun to get to learn about.
And how large is the herd at this time?
Right now, I believe we are at 13 strong.
Oh, okay. Wow. And of course, Rudolph isn't here at this time, or is he?
Rudolph may just be here, but Rudolph is incognito because, as you'll see if you meet the reindeer, their little furry noses are covered. But during a certain time of year, that nose does glow red.
Aha, there it is. See, there's a little bit of insider information that we get by learning about the zoo and what goes on at Cougar Mountain.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then the other fun facts, you'll have to come here and learn about them.
Exactly. Of course. That makes perfect sense. Because then it's really relatable. So you need to do that. So in order to do that, here's the thing. I think that some of this has evolved from the time of the pandemic. So here's, I think, a positive result of that is purchasing our tickets in advance. I think that that just makes so much sense. And that is all set up so we can do it online, right?
Yes, it is. You can go to our website, cougarmountainzoo.org, and purchase tickets in advance. And we do really recommend it for weekends especially, and that last week leading up to Christmas, as we do get very busy. So that's a great way to guarantee your entry because walk-ups can get very limited or discontinued on some days due to capacity.
Exactly. That is the key thing, that, of course, there is capacity and the zoo is open during daylight hours. And, of course, we know daylight is shorter at this time of year. So that is a way to really ensure it's our insurance, if you will, to be able to be at the zoo and experience it without walking up and finding out, oh, sorry, no more space.
Exactly. That's one thing that's never fun and we never want to do is let anyone know that we're not able to fit them in at that time. So we highly recommend getting that purchase in advance or looking at some of our weekdays if you're able to.
Because it is not as busy during the weekdays. Is that right, Kyla?
That's correct. And that means the line for Santa photos isn't as long and feeding the reindeer treats. Again, until we're kind of getting closer to Christmas, then every day is pretty much fun chaos.
Right. Yes. So the thing to do if we want to really maximize our time and not feel rushed, it's best to maybe plan for those days a weekday and in the earlier weeks of December rather than waiting for that week of the 20th.
Yeah, that is a great way to beat the crowds and make sure that you're able to get into the zoo, especially if you're not able to purchase those tickets ahead of time. Definitely a great option.
But the thing with purchasing the tickets ahead of time, do you select a time to be there or is that not part of it?
It is still part of it. You just kind of select a time, and then we aim for it. We still will make sure that if you've purchased a ticket, you're able to get into the zoo. But that kind of helps us build out the day and make sure that everybody gets here, gets to have the chance to do all the fun things without feeling, too crowded or too rushed.
Yes. When I was thinking it's to our benefit, really, to then select a time so that we know that we're not going to be waiting a really long time in line. If our time is, I'm guessing, say like 1 o'clock, we'd probably be able to get in close around 1 o'clock.
Yeah, we do try to make it as fast as possible. We get extra people out there helping to get any lines through if it starts building up. So that is a great point. Yeah, when you buy around that certain time, you know that you're going to be getting in around that certain time.
Yeah. Yes. So we can't really, I think, overstate the value of buying our tickets in advance online. And actually in doing that, you can also get a discount.
Yes.
Right?
Yep. It is less expensive to purchase online than at the door, and that makes it a little bit easier too. And then circling back, we talked about memberships. Members get to get in with their membership about admissions, and then they also still receive a discount for their gas.
Look at that. That is like multiple gifts all wrapped up into one.
Yeah, makes it a lot of fun, a great way to experience the zoo.
Yes. And again, to just reaffirm how memberships are really one of those very special gifts that can be used throughout the year. You could go even every weekend or, once a week if you wished, right? There's no
Yeah,
limit on the visits.
nope. It just takes a couple of visits for it to also maximize, the dollars that you spent on it. Just a couple of visits, and you've already saved some money on coming to visit the zoo with that membership.
Right. And there's just, for any of us, it's invaluable to just learn more about the animals that are at the zoo, but just our whole environment here in this gorgeous Northwest area, that we can support Cougar Mountain Zoo and the education that goes on. Really, there's just so many pluses to this. It can't be overstated.
Yeah, yeah. We do have a lot of great views. We're in a beautiful setting here in Issaquah, Washington, with views of Lake Sammamish. We're set on the hills, so it's really lovely to just get to be here for the ambiance. But also, in addition to all the fun festivities we have, we are still the zoo. So we have all of our animals, except for the macaques, which are a little more temperature sensitive, out and ready to see guests. So it's always exciting to get to go and see them as well, get to learn about those animals. And we represent a lot of endangered species here at the zoo. So, it gives everybody the opportunity to learn about those animals and, what's going on for them out in the wild and how not only we can help at home, but how the zoo is helping them too.
And so, as part of that, I understand you have a trio of lion cubs. So, how did they come to be there?
We do. We had a trio of lion cubs come here, not that long ago now. They came here from another zoo in the Midwest. I think it was Kansas, if I remember correctly. And they have just been absolutely thriving here. They're super adorable and growing fast, very spunky and feisty. And we'll be getting them, we'll have them out on display a little bit too so people can come and see them right now between the hours of 10 and 3 p.m.
Okay. So that's just, again, another little addition, along with, of course, seeing, the stars of the show, mainly the star of the show, the reindeer. But then, of course, Santa himself is going to be there.
Yes, he is. Yep, he'll be here at the zoo. We are open 7 days per week, and that's something I like to let people know because typically we're closed on Mondays and Tuesdays throughout the year. But for Reindeer Festival, we are open Monday through Sunday. And Santa is here for photos from 10:30 in the morning until 4 p.m. at night.
Oh, Santa's definitely earning his wages, whatever they might be. Probably just, like jolly good time in seeing
Yes.
all the kiddos being so happy.
Oh, yes. And his milk and cookie break that he takes in the afternoon. He definitely earns that, too.
Oh, of course. Yes. Got to keep up his energy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that is really so amazing that 7 days a week, that's how popular the Issaquah Reindeer Festival is that you have to be there 7 days a week to accommodate all the interest and the growing interest because, of course, that we still keep having new people moving to this area. And this gives them an opportunity to really become part of something that's, I don't know how long this has been going on. How many years is it, Kyla?
Oh, the Reindeer Festival has been going on for the last 20 years.
Yeah. So a goodly long time. And so it has that real spirit to it, something that really is so Northwest. And so anybody moving to this area would certainly want to take part in it.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And we definitely feel, the warmth from our community, all the local people who love to come out and see this festival, as well as the ones that travel from a little farther out. But definitely, like you said, we feel that sense of community, that Pacific Northwest spirit coming in every year when we hold this festival.
Right. And do we think about having snow at least part of the time?
Luckily, the snow tends to hold off for us. I think it was a couple of years ago we did get a snow day or two during the festival, but usually we maybe get a sprinkle. So it's really it's fun to enjoy for a little bit, but luckily we haven't had it become, too much of a thing to where it could be a little detrimental to the visit.
Oh, yes. And actually, I wasn't even thinking of it being that. But I guess because, yeah, there is you're going partly up a mountain, it could perhaps impede the drive getting up there. And we don't want that to happen. I was just thinking with
Yeah.
it being December and one never knows. But probably, if anything, if there's moisture, it's going to be rain.
Yeah, usually. And, it depends on the year. We've had some really dry years and then some wetter years. And then, like you said, sometimes we get that little sprinkling of snow. That usually comes for us a little bit later, though. And when it does, it's a lot of fun because the animals do actually really love it. They're kind of like us. One great day or two of snow, they're having a blast. And then they're like, okay, I'm ready to be inside.
Yes, enough of this. Bring me some apples.
Yeah.
Oh, that is another thing that with membership, there are these special opportunities called encounters and reindeer is one of those encounters that can happen so that, well, tell us a little bit about what happens, Kyla.
Yeah, so with our encounters, you're taken to the habitat of the animal, like for the reindeer, be with them by a guide, a zookeeper, who will take you nice up and close, and they'll speak with you about the reindeer, about the species, while you're getting to get right up close and feed them special treats, and learn all about what makes them unique and awesome and why we love them and love them here at the zoo and also out in the wild.
So that is something that can happen. Well, you could go during the year and do that, but with membership, that means your entry into the zoo is covered because you're a member, and there is a fee for the encounter. But that is pretty nominal considering this really great educational opportunity that you have.
Yeah, that's correct. Members have their free admission the free admission, and then they also receive 20% off of any encounters that they book.
Oh, see, another important value to the membership.
Yeah, yep. So you get to do all that fun, and, you still get your guest discounts too, so you can bring the family and come and have a great day at the zoo.
Yes, absolutely. And it's that thing about building memories. So that's very key, building memories, the connections with each other, but also really learning more about the area where we live and the importance of really taking care of this environment and taking care of these animals.
Yes, yeah. I think it was Steve Irwin that said, we protect the things we love. So the number one mission of the zoo here is conservation through education. So getting to create these experiences and invite members of the public in to enjoy them and get to know these animals ultimately leads to their conservation efforts, helping to protect these animals out in the wild, which is what we're all about here at Cougar Mountain Zoo.
Exactly. And with your role as an education curator, that's the proper term, right?
Yeah.
Curator.
Yes.
Yeah. So you are focused on just a certain select number of animals, or are you more familiar with all of them?
I'm pretty familiar with all of them. You might be able to trip me up with a really in-depth question on a certain species, but I've got a good amount of knowledge in my noggin about each of the animals represented here at the zoo.
That's great. And really, that's wonderful to have that kind of information. Do you ever have young kids kind of just look at you with awe, thinking like, oh my gosh, you know so much. I want to grow up to be like you?
Yeah, and it is a special experience when that happens. We actually had a school group here just the other day, and their kiddo's about 7 years old, and they were just really excited and, asking how they get to be there and how I, got to where I am and what they need to do in order to be a zookeeper. And it's fun to get to share that and watch the next generation of conservationists grow up and help guide them on their journey. It's a lot of fun and really rewarding.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love to hear that the school groups are coming out, but you also take some of the education to the classrooms too, don't you?
Yeah, we do. We have an outreach program. So we have a select number of ambassador animals, like our 53-year-old box turtle, Henrietta, who love to go to schools and meet kids and educate them on the importance of different species. And we'll incorporate games and fun things like that, make learning fun. It's a really good time.
Yes. And to have them at this important age, at that young developmental age, to be thinking about what they need to do and how can they be like you doing this kind of work somewhere with animals, with the environment. Boy, that has to be so rewarding.
Yep. It definitely fulfills my passion. I'm here for the animals, as are we all here at the zoo. So it's really exciting to get to watch kids engage and light up when they're learning about the different animals and what they can do to help them too.
Yes. Oh, very exciting. So that happens throughout the year, right? I mean, school groups come during the school year from fall until late spring, right?
Yep, that's right. We do see quite a lot of groups in late spring as that school year is wrapping up.
But right now, things are so gearing up for the Reindeer Festival. I imagine there's just kind of this electricity in the air with if you don't hear bells ringing, it's just a matter of time before that all breaks forth.
Yep. I describe myself as a blur going around the zoo at this time of year, just making sure that everything is getting done and all my team members are getting the help and support that they need as we're getting things ready to make a magical experience for all of our guests come November 28th.
Yes. So November 28th, the day after Thanksgiving. Oh, that's coming up really quickly. But because of how popular the Issaquah Reindeer Festival is, it's starting that early this year. So what is it that we really want people to be doing as they anticipate that, Kyla?
Yeah, just get ready for some exciting fun. Check out our website. Start looking at different dates you might want to come and looking at that online booking system so that you can secure your time to make sure you get here to see the animals and Santa and just have a really magical experience.
Exactly. Yes. Can't stress that part enough is to, really plan for this. Being spontaneous is great at various times, but for this one, best not to so that you're not disappointed.
Exactly.
Right. Yes. And let's mention the website once again.
Yes, it's cougarmountainzoo.org.
Couldn't be much simpler. Name.org. And with memberships, we can really support the ongoing work of this very, very important zoo right here in our community and have a lot of fun in the meantime as well. Right, Kyla?
Exactly.
Yeah, lots of fun. Well, I find that this was great fun. I really appreciate you. And thank you for spending this time and giving us these insights, Kyla Cain.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me once again, Kate. It's always a delight to get to speak with you about the Reindeer Festival, and we have it both in our calendars in the new year. We'll talk again so that we can share some more Cougar Mountain Zoo fun.
That is a date, yes. Thank you for being here this morning to meet these special guests with their special information for this great time of year. Please check this station's website for the podcasts for more information about these guests, and please share the stories with your family and friends. I'm Kate Daniels. If you'd like to contact me, please send me an email, katedaniels@hubbardradio.com. Now is the moment I get to wish you a great Thanksgiving, which I hope means enjoying the days leading up to it and then all the moments of the celebrations. I am grateful for you.
Thank you for listening to Inspirational Women. Tune in every Sunday morning at this time to hear about those truly empowering the Northwest community, all for the greater good. Sunday Morning Magazine and Inspirational Women are a public service of Hubbard Radio Seattle.